Thank you for having us at the first annual International Congress on Euglena. We hope all of you have enjoyed the conference so far. We don't have a lot of time, and we have a ton of material to share today, so without further ado, here's Noblegen's Industry Showcase. 2020 to 2021 has been a year of substantial behind-the-scenes growth for Noblegen. Navigating our way through the COVID-19 pandemic hasn't been easy, but it did give us the opportunity to take a step back and look at the bigger picture of the company. As a result, we've laid the groundwork for what Noblegen is now and what Noblegen will be in the future. Noblegen is more than food and ingredients. Noblegen is science and innovation. Here's a quick snippet of what we've been up to.
We are scientists. We are innovators. We are Noblegen. At Noblegen, we work symbiotically with Euglena to solve some of the food and beverage industry's biggest challenges. We grow and cultivate Euglena food ingredients and meat analogs at our world-class fermentation facility in Peterborough, Ontario, Canada. An ancient process, Euglena evolved before the distinction between plants and animals, able to switch between photosynthesis and organic carbon ingestion. Noblegen has unlocked a natural way for Euglena to convert organic garbage into solid tissue using a 20,000-liter bioreactor with a rich, smoky flavor just like animal muscle tissue. No additives or extra processing required. Nutrient-rich, sustainable, a complete game changer. Our first meat analog is our texturized Euglena protein. It mimics the look, texture, and taste of chicken at a fraction of the cost and resources. Real vegan meat is coming, and Noblegen is leading the way.
Noblegen is located in Peterborough, Ontario, Canada. We have a few different locations across Peterborough. Our headquarters is located downtown. We have a lab and office space at one of Canada's best universities, Trent University, and we have our Gen 1 fermentation facility in the industrial area of Peterborough. Our facility, pictured here, has a fermentation capacity of 160,000 liters. It's one of the largest facilities of its kind in North America. It has an in-house R&D workspace, as well as a fully equipped in-house lab. It also has in-house downstream capabilities. Here's a video tour of our Gen 1 facility to give you a glimpse into what our current facility is capable of.
Welcome to Noblegen, where we create nutrient-dense products out of naturally occurring Euglena gracilis with minimal processing. My name is Callie Mitchell, and I'm the operations manager here at our Peterborough-based SQF certified R&D and manufacturing facility, where we have a 160-liter fermentation capacity. That's 8 of these massive 20,000-liter fermenters. But we don't start there. We start here by inoculating these flasks with Euglena gracilis cells and our proprietary feed recipe. They grow and grow until they can be moved into our larger production fermenters. Then we use our pilot-sized fermenters to continue feeding and growing our culture until it's at a volume large enough to inoculate a 20,000-liter fermenter. Throughout the life cycle of a fermenter, we monitor and analyze different features and factors like pH, temperature, cell density, the composition of the cells, and more. For example, every 24 hours, the Euglena will double in size. These pieces of data allow us to make informed decisions about our daily activities and how to maintain the healthiest homes for our cells. Our facility is equipped with high steam capabilities, which allows us to heat and sterilize our piping and equipment. From the DCS behind me here, we can send feed, water, and steam where we need it to go, control temperatures, monitor various process parameters, harvest, and control equipment. Once our cells have grown to optimal volume, density, and profile, we temper the cells to halt growth, separate the water and media from the cells, and we're left with our biomass. Our spray dryer allows us to create and package in-house final samples of our current products as well as products under development. Bulk volumes of biomass are dried at a third-party facility equipped for large-scale drying and packaging. Our biomass can become any number of final products. We can separate the protein and beta-glucan and dry them into flours, or we can make a liquid vegan egg, whiteners, and creamers, or even extrude it into a meat analog.
Our Gen 1 facility is only the beginning for us. Noblegen's next phase of growth will include building an all-encompassing facility in Peterborough that brings all of our departments together under one roof. Our Gen 2 facility will be built in Canada's premier clean tech destination, the Clean Tech Commons at Trent University. The Clean Tech Commons is a Canadian hub for collaborative clean, green, low, zero carbon, and sustainable technology research, innovation, commercialization, and entrepreneurship. Construction on our Gen 2 facility is likely a couple of years out. In the meantime, we have been in the process of securing fermentation tolling assets all over the world to strategically produce our ingredients closer to the markets we're planning on entering. The versatility of Euglena's feedstock frees us up to bring our technology anywhere in the world. Not only does this allow us to bring our food, ingredients, and tech to the people that need it most, but this approach will allow us to keep our carbon footprint as minimal as possible. Speaking of the people that need our technology the most, Noblegen, in collaboration with Safe Haven Solutions and Producers Market, will be a part of the UN-backed Grand Bahama Agri-Park that is being built with aims to reduce import dependency and to provide food security for the Bahamas. The Agri-Park will be sustainable and resilient using the Sustainable Development Goals established by the United Nations and the 25% by 2025 plan by CARICOM as its focus. It will also be the first of a series of agri-parks that are being planned in strategic locations around the world to provide food security to nations in need all over the planet. The agri-park will provide locally grown organic produce for the Bahamas and CARICOM and will be powered by renewable energy. The project promotes sustainable living and will have a positive social, environmental, and economic impact on Grand Bahama, the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and CARICOM. We're excited and honored for Noblegen and Unite Foods to be a part of such an amazing project. Unite Foods is our food and ingredient brand. All of our food and ingredients will fall under the Unite umbrella going forward. That frees Noblegen up to be the science and research foundation of the company. As you can see here, we're calling it corporate mitosis. Unite is a modern agricultural food brand that is reimagining how the world eats and working to re-evolve the food system as we know it today. Using the power of Noblegen's microbial platform, Unite efficiently produces patented protein, carbohydrate, and lipid ingredients, as well as a full complement of meat, dairy, and egg analogs that cover all aspects of nutrition and functionality, while providing an unparalleled ecological advantage in comparison to other ingredients and animal analogs available today. With Unite, our goal is to build a food and ingredient brand that is recognized as having nutritious and delicious food and ingredients that are synonymous with sustainability, food security, and climate action. We're pitching ourselves as the Intel Inside of food. If our ingredients are in a major CPG's product, then it means they're willing to provide their consumers with sustainable food options that actually help the environment. Our goal is to make the Unite Foods brand mean something, and to do that, we need to be open and transparent. We need to educate consumers on what Euglena is and what its benefits are. And we need to start a community of early adopters that are willing to work with us to improve our ingredients and food products throughout the process. The wheels are in motion to start all of that as soon as possible. As for our food and ingredients, as you can see here, we have a lot going on. Our base, or V1 ingredients, are our dry ingredients: Euglena protein-rich flour, Euglena protein concentrate, Euglena beta-glucan isolate, and eventually, Euglena lipids. Our V2 ingredients are our functional ingredients: texturized Euglena protein, or TEP for short, Euglena protein crisps, functional beta-glucan isolate, and eventually, solid Euglena fats. And our V3 ingredients are our Euglena food systems: egg, meat, and dairy analogs. We're confident that we have one of the most robust and complete product pipelines in the industry. There are a ton of different routes we can potentially go in. Whether it's B2B, D2C, or white label licensing, anything and everything is currently on the table. Here are a few images of some of the food demos our product development team has put together to date. Not pictured here are tons of other interesting finished foods made with Euglena: TEP fish sticks and animal-free chicken noodle soup, animal-free beef burgers and crumble, dairy-free yogurt, creamer, and mac and cheese are all demonstration products our team is currently working on. While we're on the subject, here's a food demonstration video we put together with our innovation chef, Loren Cameron. Next year, we're hoping we'll be able to do a food demo for all of you in person, so that you'll actually be able to taste food made from Euglena. Until then, this is the best we can do. Enjoy! Hi everyone, I'm Brian Reed, the head of communications and media at Noblegen. Today we're going to head on into our innovation kitchen with our innovation chef Loren Cameron, and she's going to walk us through a whole bunch of food demonstrations. So without further ado, let's head on in. Welcome to Noblegen and Unite's Innovation Kitchen. Today I'm with our Red Seal certified innovation chef, Loren Cameron. Loren's going to show us how she prepares our texturized Euglena protein in different food demonstration dishes from start to finish. Thanks for having us here today, Loren.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by.
Awesome. It's really great to be here in person and to do this kind of thing again. So, before we get into the food demonstrations, we're going to get into a little bit of an explainer on how we make the texturized Euglena protein. So at Noblegen, we have our own plant where we create or cultivate, I guess, and grow Euglena in fermentation tanks. That is eventually cultivated and brought out in a liquid biomass form. We add a little bit of pea protein to it, and then we send it off to our extruders for them to do their thing and extrude the product. So to start, we're going to go with our strips. And as you'll see, they're very meat-like. Like it almost looks like these could be cuts of meat, cuts of cooked meat. So again, we're gonna show you right now how great this stuff is at tearing and what it kind of looks like as you're shredding it and how it mimics animal-like muscle fibers, basically. So if we have a peek here, you'll see how it tears apart there. It's got the fibers that kind of keep it connected, and yeah. So it's pretty cool. And Lauren's gonna prepare a dish for us today, and how are we gonna go about that?
Yeah, so as Brian kind of just explained, it tears really nicely. And so when I first started working with this, the first thing that came to mind was pulled pork. So the first dish we're gonna show is a pulled pork taco. All right, so before we get started on the pork, I'm just gonna put together a quick fresh salsa. So the really interesting thing about this is it takes on the flavor very easily of what you're cooking it with. So it's a very kind of neutral type, natural flavor that it has. So I love working with it because it just picks up the flavors so easily. So all I'm gonna do is I add a little bit of oil to this pan. I'm gonna add some of our pulled pork and let it heat up a little bit. So that's also one of the reasons we can use it in so many different applications. We can use it for pork, we can use it for chicken, we can use it for beef, just because it takes on the flavors that you're cooking with it. And here at Noblegen, we really love fermenting things and kind of playing with different foods. So a little while ago, I actually fermented some ketchup for the staff here, and I still had some in my fridge, so I actually just whipped up a quick barbecue sauce to go with it. So it's a nice kind of smoky, sweet with a little bit of spice sauce. It's gonna go perfect for our tacos and really complement the freshness of the salsa that we're gonna put on top. And give it a little bit more of that meat texture. And all we want to do is kind of heat it up to that 165. We're not really looking to kind of cook it all the way through. We just always want to meet that mark for anything that we're reheating. All right, that should do it. So we're ready to plate here. Like I said, I've kind of kept it pretty simple. So we're just going to throw a little bit of the avocado vegan mayo straight onto our corn tortillas. Add some of that pulled pork that we just cooked up. It's nice and saucy.
Looks really pulled porky.
Mm-hmm. There you go, some fresh salsa. Now, are you a cilantro person or not a cilantro person?
I am not a cilantro.
No
person.
cilantro.
But you're Red Seal certified, so I'll trust whatever you want to do.
All right, well, we'll throw a little bit of cilantro on yours, and then I quite like cilantro, so we'll put a bit more on mine. It's a nice little garnish and a pop of some green there. And then, yeah, I think we are good to go, guys.
All right, shall we eat? Let's give these a shot.
My mouth's been watering, so here we go.
Look very pulled porky. I'm very excited. It smells delicious.
Bon appetit.
It's good. Mm-hmm. I do like the sauce. The fermented ketchup sauce is really nice.
Got like nice little bit of heat.
Look at it now. That looks just like pulled pork. Tastes like it. So the next dish we're going to move on to show you guys the versatility of the TEP. So next we're going to do a chicken dish. So with the chicken dishes and some of the other dishes, we generally use these chunks of the TEP. So it's dehydrated. You can see it kind of looks like a pork rind. So all we really have to do is add a little bit of liquid to it. It brings it back to life, and it tastes like chicken and looks like chicken. So I'm very excited for Loren to show us the next step. What kind of dish are we gonna do with the chicken?
So we're gonna keep it pretty simple, and we're gonna do a chicken stir fry. So just some fresh veg in there, a little bit of stir fry sauce, and put it on top of some rice, and let the TEP do its thing. Alright guys, so we're just about to reheat the TEP here. So like Brian was saying earlier, it's really simple to rehydrate. All you have to do is add some liquid to it. The nice thing about it is once it's done taking the moisture it needs, it doesn't take any more. So you can simply kind of get it to the moisture you want and then drain out any extra. So it also really takes on the flavor of whatever you're adding to it. So I have some actual like vegan chicken broth here that we're gonna pour in. That should be good enough. And give it a little stir. And then we can move on to start to cook our vegetables. And by the time we are done that, this will be good to go. Usually it takes about 5 minutes or so for it to fully rehydrate. But again, because it doesn't take extra moisture, once it's done, it doesn't need to be drained immediately. So it can sit for 10-15 minutes while you're doing something else, and then you can get back to it and drain it. All right, there we go. All right, so we have our drained TEP here, and I'm just gonna add it straight into the pan, let it heat up for a little bit, and then add the sauce in.
All right, so the Euglena texturized protein chicken stir fry is done, and Loren's just gonna plate it for us. It looks great, can't wait to eat it.
Yeah, so we're just gonna throw it on top of some jasmine rice here. Get some of those fresh veggies and chicken going on. There you go. Finish it with some sliced green onions. And there you go.
All right, let's give it a taste. Looks good, can't wait. Let's try to get a big old chunk of it, the TEP. Oh geez, forks are hard.
All right, first impressions, what do you think?
Surprise, right? Again, it looks just like chicken. I mean, look at this. Looks just like chicken, tastes like it, similar texture, everything. It just feels bang on. I can't believe how close it is. I just want to keep eating it. All right, so we've had a pulled pork dish, we've had a chicken dish, so we're gonna move on. We're gonna show you guys a little bit of what we can do for a tuna dish. So you've already seen the strips that we've used and the chunk that we used for chicken. Well, here's the flaky texturized Euglena protein that we use for tuna. So basically all we do, again, is add moisture to this, and it'll take on the flavor of whatever moisture it is, and then we'll put it in a dish, and then we'll give it a taste.
All right, so as Brian mentioned earlier, I'm working with our flaky TEP. So this is quite similar to our more chunky chicken style TEP. It rehydrates really simply just with a little bit of water. For this one, actually, I did something a bit different. I rehydrated it earlier with a little bit of liquid smoke and a seaweed reduction to give it a bit of a smoky tuna flavor. I actually then re-dehydrated it, and so now all we're gonna do is add a little bit of water and some other seasoning in it. So again, it kind of just takes what it needs, and this one rehydrates a lot faster, so you can kind of just give it a stir and wait until it gets that consistency you want. You can already see it starting to come together and really getting that tuna look. Now, since I'm adding a little bit of an avocado vegan mayo, I'm not gonna let it rehydrate completely with just the water. Go in and add some of this in now. All right, so that's starting to shape up to kind of the consistency that we're looking for. To that, I'm gonna add some green onions. And that's quite literally our tuna salad. All right, once again, guys, we're keeping it pretty simple. We're just doing a classic tuna salad wrap. I'll put some lettuce down there. Some of our smoked tuna mixture. And then just wrapping it up.
Smells like a smoky tuna. Looks like a smoky tuna. See that? Look at that, nice little texture. Little tuna melt like Grandma used to make. Love it. I was gonna throw that away, but I'm gonna just eat it now. Tastes like a flaky tuna. I mean, just the same consistency. I like the little flaky chunks. It's nice, the smoky flavor you did.
The texture is spot on with this one.
Yeah, it's not, sometimes it can be a bit chewy, but with the flakes, it just kind of dissolves in your mouth. It's really nice. Cool. Well, thanks, appreciate it.
No worries.
Well, Loren, I think we've taken up enough of your time today. I really appreciate you making the time and making all this great food for us.
It's always great having you guys here in the kitchen and getting to show you what's happening at the Noblegen kitchen here.
Awesome. I think you nailed everything. I mean, the chicken tasted like chicken, the pork tasted like pork, the tuna tasted like tuna. Everything was really great. And I want to give you and the product development team out in Minneapolis a lot of credit for how far we've come with all of our products. We've come all the way from Marini tasting powders to finished food products. And I really honestly can't wait to see what you and the rest of the team can come up with next. But until then, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye!
It's too bad we weren't able to share all of that in person. It truly is amazing how far our product development team has come in a very short amount of time. So that's what Unite Foods is all about. Let's get into a little more detail about the direction that Noblegen is going moving forward. Noblegen's strong scientific foundation led us to the food and beverage industry, just as it will lead us to other industries. We've always explored microorganisms and learned from them to try to imagine tools or products that positively impact the world because we believe that microorganisms can provide unique solutions to real-world problems. We've been able to develop an entire food system based on Euglena. We're now looking at how Euglena interacts with other microorganisms and working to discover its true potential across industry. Outside of food and agriculture, health, water, biomaterials, energy, mining, and space are all industries that we're confident can utilize our Euglena platform. In fact, we are just named finalists for the Deep Space Food Challenge. Still the food and agricultural industry, but also space. We're pretty excited about it. Before we show you a quick teaser video we submitted for the challenge, let's get into a little more detail on what the Deep Space Food Challenge is. As you can see here, the Deep Space Food Challenge is a joint effort between NASA in the United States and the CSA in Canada. The challenge is to create novel food production technologies or systems that require minimal inputs and maximize safe, nutritious, and palatable food outputs for long-duration space missions that also have the potential to benefit people on Earth. The drive to develop space technology for low mass, low energy, and low waste systems is directly applicable to the goal of harnessing space to solve everyday challenges for Canadians, in particular for Canada's northern and remote communities. The same can be said for remote regions with limited resources all over the world, something that Noblegen is truly passionate about. We think Euglena is the perfect food source for this challenge. Unfortunately, we can't show you the entire video that we submitted for the challenge, but we can show you the introduction as a teaser.
Biological life support systems offer a unique solution to sustaining astronauts in space and are seen as an integral part of deep space travel. These systems leverage the biology of robust organisms tuned for efficiency and survival. Our plan is to use safe microbes to upcycle human waste into nutrient-dense feedstock for our platform organism, Euglena gracilis. Euglena is a robust, single-celled eukaryote with a dynamic metabolism and amazing nutrient profile that we're already using on Earth in food applications. Our Euglena biomass is GRAS safe for consumption, and by engineering it for taste, texture, and smell, we will provide a unique and healthy food solution for deep space travel.
We hope you enjoyed that quick snippet, and we look forward to sharing more in the future. That's all we have for our update today. We hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about Noblegen and everything that we have going on. 2022 is shaping up to be a year of massive growth for Noblegen. As we work to bring in our Series C funding, we'll be looking to grow and expand our team. If you're interested in any job openings or Noblegen updates, be sure to follow us on our social channels and keep an eye on our careers page. We'll be posting any and all company updates there. If you want to collaborate with us on any specific projects we're already working on, or if you have a project in mind that we could potentially help with, we're always game to hear some ideas. Feel free to email us a pitch at info@noblegen.com, and we'll see where that takes us. Thanks again for taking the time to learn about Noblegen, and thank you to the EIN for organizing and hosting this event. We can't wait to see what kind of collaborative efforts come out of this network going forward. Thank you.